You know, my New York permanent makeup studio was born because of a disappointment from my long distance grandma and me. Right after we took this picture together, she asked this question that changed everything. At the time, I hadn't seen my grandma in almost 2 years. I had just brought my husband to China for the first time to meet my mom's side of the family. And she held my hand and asked me something so simple. Do you still make art now? I just quietly said no I wasn't even able to look her in the eyes. Until today, I still remember the concern in her voice. She said, "Why? You don't make art anymore?" At the time, I didn't know how to answer her. I felt all these like shame, guilt. So I quickly changed the topic and walked away to grab food. And at that point in my life, I was newly married and trying to figure out my future in New York after my contract at the art museum ended, and taking a corporate job at the time just made sense. Like, it was safe, it was stable, and at a time I completely stopped making art, which was really strange because growing up, I was always known as the art kid. Like the girl winning art competitions, top of the art class, the one who eventually got into her dream university program in Hong Kong to study fine art in painting. And at a certain point, I opened a private art studio teaching kids, teenagers art programs, drawing classes, and so specifically teach teenagers realistic drawing classes. And at that time, it felt like the obvious next step because I had already taught art in Hong Kong for years. And while it was fulfilling helping students build artistic skills, I slowly realized something still felt missing. And my grandmother's words, "You don't make art anymore," stayed with me for years. Then one day, after I get my powder brows refreshed for the second time, I suddenly thought to myself, wait, I think I can do this. Then I started my first certification and licensing, and the rest is history. What makes this super emotional for me is feeling like I disappointed her. In that moment, it's what led me back home to my first love, art. And now I get to pour my artistry skills and years of training into creating brows that help women feel more confident, more polished, and more like themselves. So honestly, happy Mother's Day. Because so much of who we become begins with the women who first believed in us.